and welcome to Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. On today's show, we'll hear from Joyce Hendricks of the Hackensack Meridian Health Foundation. We also have Tara Burney, owner of TB Yoga House in Morristown, who will share her very powerful story. But first, the Tom Coughlin J Fund celebrated their 19th annual Champions for Children Gala at MetLife Stadium. We spoke with Coach Tom Coughlin and New Jersey families that benefited from the amazing work of this organization. So we're with the man of the hour, Coach Tom Coughlin. Happy to be back at MetLife Stadium.
I am. I like it. I like it here. It just feels like it's right. It feels like the right spot, for our great cause. And of course, the New York Giants have been fantastic. The Giant players, past, present.
The work that you have done, you've gotten people that were on the verge of eviction back on their feet. I mean, the stories are so endless, and you should be so proud.
They're unbelievable stories. We had a family who was living in their car. Yeah, with kids in their car because they'd been evicted, because those words, your child has cancer, just shocked people to the point that they're lost for a while until they figure out somehow, some way. That's where the J Fund comes in. What we do is we're there for practical help.
How did you come to find out about the J Fund and utilize their services?
When I was getting treatment in the hospital, the social worker that we had kind of introduced us, and I think the J Fund kind of found me during those times, so that's how we kind of got connected.
And what's been the experience in working with them and alongside them and being out here tonight?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm entirely grateful for everything they've done for me. A lot of it is just kind of giving me the chance to sing again. I don't get the opportunity as a full-time student, so it's a lot of just being here and doing great work for a great cause. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things.
I've been a long supporter of the J Fund probably since my first year. 2007 is when I started attending J Fund events, and obviously my relationship with Coach Coughlin, his family, and the foundation has just grown throughout the years. So always happy to be around this time of year and to see a lot of familiar faces and hopefully raise a lot of good money for a great cause.
Year after year, you are all incredibly generous to me and to the J Fund. We can't thank you enough, but please know we are truly grateful.
For people watching, why should they support the J Fund and their mission?
Because it's the right kind of mission. It's the mission that helps families realize that there's more than what's just in front of you, the stressful part, the gray hair part, the part that you just don't control. They can help you control some of that, and that's the happiness. There's the positivity. There's the we have your back too. You're not alone. We're fighting with you. We've been through it, and if not, we're gonna put you with someone that has been through the same thing. That's why they should support it.
How happy and fortunate are you that you found the J Fund?
Oh, I'm so fortunate. They've brought me out to many events. They've made me meet with many people. I met Coach Tom Coughlin. I've met Harry. I've met so many people, and they've actually taught me a lot of things that I would have never learned or thought about by myself. And they've given me so much opportunity to be here, their scholarship, and just make sure my future is set after a setback that I had last year. The head director at Hackensack Meridian Hospital told me if I wanted a scholarship so I could return back to college because I had to postpone a year. And she told me if I applied through a J Fund, I'll be able to try to go back with more kind of money so they can help me. And I ended up winning it, and it helped me because I'm going to Seton Hall for a 3-in-3 physical therapy program. So it's a doctorate, and they're helping me pursue my doctorate in my future. I had to postpone for a year.
Coach, congratulations on being honored tonight. Why is it so important for you?
Yeah, it's a special cause. Got to meet a lot of people that are, funded by this charity and the J Fund, and Coach Coughlin means a lot to me, and really the people, the young children that are involved mean a lot to me.
And you have such a special relationship with one child in particular, Camilla, and that's what kind of got you in the mix here tonight. Sure. How did that all come to be?
Yeah, I met her last year. She came by practice, and we developed a relationship. She'll send me videos. I'll send her videos back. She's just a wonderful young girl, and always brings a smile to my face.
J Fund is like a second family for us. we are very close, and we need that because sometimes when you have a kid with cancer, you need people behind you to give that support, that you feel that you can talk, cry, and they're a big support for us.
This was so much fun. Are you excited for tonight?
Yes.
You know what? Before we go out, you want to sing a little bit of Stronger? Because you got a good singing voice, much better than mine.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes you fighter. What steps seem lighter. Doesn't mean I'm over, 'cause you're gone.
You rock that. You rock that. I see big things in your future. Thank you so much, Camilla.
Thank you.
The Tom Coughlin J Fund Foundation gives back to so many organizations, and they're very embedded into the Hackensack Meridian Health universe. Here to tell us more about the Hackensack Meridian Health Foundation is Joyce Hendricks, the President and Chief Development Officer. Joyce, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Oh, Lisa, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm just delighted to tell you all a little bit more about Hackensack Meridian Health Foundation. We are the philanthropic arm of Hackensack Meridian Health, and we work every single day across all of New Jersey, from Manahawkin all the way up to Palisades, to make sure that we have caring excellence for the population of New Jersey.
And Hackensack Meridian Health has such a stronghold on the Garden State. I mean, you're up and down, like you said, the coast, and there's just so much good happening. And it's in large part thanks to you that those things can be executed, because you and your team are out there raising funds and awareness and feeding into all of these programs. So talk to us about some of the initiatives that you're currently working on.
I'd like to say it's 4 pillars of things from patient care. And under patient care, if you think about our hospitals and making sure that we have, the best doctors, nurses, and technology and facilities to make up those hospitals, to make sure that we have that excellent care. Even inside that, we have behavioral health, and you might have heard about Carrier Clinic in behavioral health. That's another one of our hospitals. And to make sure that in these trying times where people are really struggling with mental and behavioral health, that we have those resources for them. So that's under the patient care model, if you will. We have another part called health equity. And under health equity, we have things like social determinants of health, and making sure that people have food, healthy food, transportation to get to the doctor, appropriate housing. We were finding that people were coming to our emergency rooms, and it wasn't because there was anything wrong with them. It was because they were cold or they didn't have something to eat. So we're working on those kinds of population health matters as well. And so that goes under our health equity bracket. And then if you think about research and making sure that we have the most advanced research available, so that when you need that patient care, you're going to have excellence and new technologies and new ways of doing things. And the last part is education. So we opened a new school of medicine that has our students working directly out in the populations. It's a new medical school that we're really, really excited about. And as we teach our next generation of physicians, we're also making sure that we advance our nursing education. So to go back to it, 4 pillars, and it's patient care, research, education, making sure that we have equitable access to care.
Joyce, you mentioned your new School of Medicine. The studio that I'm talking to you from is at Eisai Pharmaceuticals, so we're steps away from each other. And I know there's been so much happening from vaccine breakthroughs with COVID and so much else.
Absolutely. And you mentioned COVID. Many of us think we're beyond COVID. And we're really not. COVID's something that we're learning to live with every day, and there are new types of COVID branches coming out all the time. But at our School of Medicine, and which is connected to the Center for Discovery and Innovation, the Center for Discovery and Innovation is actually working on the next generation of solving problems for for those diseases, infectious diseases. And they had a very, very large grant from the federal government to work on this in partnership with a lot of others, including Rockefeller, Rutgers, and many others here in New Jersey.
I was at the Hackensack campus back in January. We were filming something with Hackensack with our friend Bill Evans, and you had just opened this amazing state-of-the-art surgical center that, I mean, in respect to COVID, very sterile, very safe, no matter what other pandemic comes our way. And that was able to come together in large part because of you and your fundraising. Talk about that surgical center and the state-of-the-art technology.
So it really was able to come together because of a large gift from Helena Thayer, and that's why that particular facility carries the name of the Helena Thayer Pavilion. And she was very, very generous, and thank goodness she's still with us today and was with us when that opened and can actually see how patients go to that facility every single day. The technology in the Helena Thayer Pavilion is absolutely amazing. So in that facility, they can actually do intraoperative MRIs. So think about that a second. A physician or surgeon is doing surgery, and they're doing an MRI at the same time. Now, that's just incredible. It has the most advanced technology in that building, bar none, in the entire state of New Jersey for surgical expertise. So we're very, very proud of that facility. And, so many patients were hearing that they go there, they're amazed by it. And we have a lot of also single patient rooms as well, so private rooms.
That's amazing. Obviously, the most sensitive subject for any hospital is the children population. And I know the foundation does so much to support those dealing with all kinds of illnesses and their families. Talk about how the foundation supports them.
Eli Manning does a project for us called Tackle Kids Cancer, and he's our spokesman. And these children, who go to the children's hospitals, you can just imagine the fear, parents being told your child has a disease, cancer, anything like that, and the fear and what that takes to actually make a parent and a child have hope. And that is what we deliver. We deliver hope, research, and caring to those youngest, most vulnerable patients. And I can't tell you how happy it makes me feel about the work we do here at the Hackensack Meridian Health Foundation when we realize that we've given a child who was ill back their life, and they go on to be prospering adults. And we have actually seen that.
Before we wrap, I want to learn about you and how you got involved on the foundation level.
Well, thanks, Lisa. That's a long journey. I'm going to sound old, and I'm going to give myself away. But I started my career at a little company called Johnson & Johnson. And so I kind of started in healthcare, if you will, at a healthcare company. When my mom needed care, and she needed care, she needed an advocate. She was terminally ill. It was a difficult time. So I left my career at Johnson & Johnson, and I said, well, I was working in an area where we donated money to organizations. So I thought, well, maybe I could go work somewhere where I could actually help my alma mater, which was Rutgers University, raise money. So I moved over to do that, and I thought it was going to be a little job. Well, one thing led into another. A decade later, I was vice president for development there, and went off into the great city of New York, and then went into fundraising for the Institute of International Education. And 5 years later, when COVID hit, healthcare came calling, and this opportunity became available. And I said, I need to go home to New Jersey in healthcare. And so, I was offered this position, and I just couldn't be more grateful. And I'm delighted, to work with Bob Garrett, our CEO, hand in hand every day. He's an amazing leader, and he's put together an amazing leadership team. And I'm just delighted to be here. At the end of the day, it's really about the people who trust us and the people that we care about. I am from New Jersey. I am from Somerset County, New Jersey, and I'm Jersey through and through. So thanks for asking that.
I want to get to know the core of the person too. So thank you for that insight. Joyce, where can people learn more about the Hackensack Meridian Health Foundation?
That's a question I'd love to answer, Lisa. And it is, they can go right onto the website, givehmh.org. So again, it's givehmh.org.
Joyce, thank you so much for coming on here today and educating our audience on the wonderful work of your foundation.
I'm very grateful to you, Lisa, for having me on the show, and I hope to see you again soon. And I wish everybody a healthy rest of the year.
Tara Burney is a media maven turned yoga instructor, and she is the owner of TB Yoga House in Morristown, New Jersey. She's here to tell us how her inspirational journey led her to where she is today. Tara, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
And thank you so much. I've been following you and your career for a while. We finally got to meet at NJPAC a few months ago, and you were just such an inspiration. You took a long and windy road to Morristown. Tell us how.
Well, I've been in Morristown for 19 years, but prior to that, I was in California for almost 10 years. And before that was in New Jersey, and then before that in Las Vegas. So yes, it's been a long and windy road to finally put down roots here in Morristown, where my husband and I at the time raised our two daughters. They're now 20 and almost 22, which is very hard to believe. But yeah, putting down roots here has been probably one of the best decisions that I've made.
And before we get to your journey that led up to your new life as a yoga instructor and yoga studio owner, you were rocking the red carpets and interviewing so many different celebrities and traveling. Tell us about that former life.
So that chapter in my very long book, I was an entertainment reporter and producer for a very long time. I started out in hard news. I went to William Patterson here in New Jersey to study journalism. And I knew from day one, probably when I was a kid, that I knew I wanted to be a reporter. So I started out in hard news, local news at NBC in New York. And then once we moved to LA, what better place to get into the entertainment field but there? And I started doing work with Access Hollywood, and I was with them for 18 years. And I pretty much traveled the world interviewing celebrities everywhere that you can imagine, from the Oscars to the Grammys to the Golden Globes, the Emmys, and then every movie premiere and TV opening. And I've been on countless movie sets and TV sets, interviewing all the celebrities there, and writing stories about them, interviewing them. And from there, that was from my first round of layoffs, was after 18 years being at Access Hollywood. I went to Daily Mail TV. And I thought I was going there as the entertainment reporter, but the Daily Mail audience really loves crime. So I turned into the crime reporter and reporting on some other news. But news is news. And when you're a journalist, you're a journalist. And, you get the information as you would for any other story. And my hard work paid off there, pivoting. And I won an Emmy there. So I was very excited about that my hard work paid off. And then second round of layoffs. After time there, then went to People Magazine, and we created a TV show based on the content from People Magazine, and we worked in tandem with them. And same thing, lots of celebrity interviews. It was time of pandemic, so a lot of it was over Zoom, so I wasn't with them in person, but we were just like this, being on Zoom.
So while all of this was going on, you were going through some incredibly hard times.
So I have two daughters, Grace, who will be 22, which is crazy, and Layla, who just turned 20. So it was after the birth of Layla that I got really sick. So it was about 10 days after she was born. It was perfectly fine delivery and pregnancy. I actually really enjoyed being pregnant with both of my daughters. And 10 days later, I just, out of the blue, started hemorrhaging horribly. I was home, and I was losing an incredible amount of blood, and emergency came to get me, and I needed emergency surgery to sort of clamp down on my uterus. And what was happening was the white blood cells were taking over, and my blood was not clotting. And it's kind of graphic, but a lot of things were happening. So I was losing a lot of blood, and I was very, very close to death with the amount of blood that I was using. So I had a very skillful and amazing surgeon to stop that bleeding. And then I needed 7 blood transfusions after that to become whole again. And so whoever those 7 people are that donated their blood, I thank you. You're a part of me now. So that was the first hurdle in my, I call them chapters, because I think we all have chapters in our books of life.
Absolutely. And I'm 5 months postpartum, and I can't imagine going through all of that, because you're not only worried about yourself, you're obviously worried about the baby, and that was a lot, but life had more in store for you.
Once I was okay, and I knew my new baby girl was okay, it was back to work. So went back to work. But then fast forward to another chapter in my book. And that was with the passing of my husband.
And it was so sudden and unexpected.
Correct. Very unexpected. We had moved back to New Jersey. We were in California at the time. That's where I had both of my girls. And so we moved back to New Jersey to be closer to family, and had a beautiful, wonderful life together. We were high school sweethearts. We met when I was 16 and he was 17, and we were together from the day that we met until the day that he passed. And coming back from that, it was very difficult. And I don't think anybody, who has experienced loss, whether you know it's coming or not, is very difficult. And you have stages, of grief, and but all the while just knowing that I had more chapters to write in my book, and I knew that I had to continue to move forward. Now, leading up to that, all this time for myself, I found yoga about 15 years ago, and it was something that I had this eureka moment the first time I went to a yoga class, and I was like, oh my goodness, what just happened? I was like enlightened, not necessarily spiritually, but just something clicked, and I knew that this was going to be a part of my life. So I knew that at that time, but I didn't know how much I needed it when I was going through the loss of John. And after my 3rd round of layoffs in the TV business, after more than 35 years in the business, I said, okay, this must be a sign, because TV business is not the same as it used to be. And, what is happening here? So when I was unemployed last summer, I was just bopping around teaching a lot of yoga, and I was so happy. Not that I wasn't happy in my TV career. I was very happy there, but this was a different kind of, peaceful sort of happiness that I had. And I was just sort of riding this wave in through a series of events, brought me to this beautiful place that I'm sitting in. This is TV Yoga House in Morristown, teaching yoga full time, making people happy, which is making me happy.
You've just gone through so much, like we touched on, a terrible postpartum period, the loss of your husband, cancer, which happened after your husband.
Yes. So here's my other, so this is my, my one daughter said, our scars are our stories. And I was like, oh, Grace, I like that. I mean, that's true, right? Yeah. So thyroid cancer kind of came into my life 2 years ago. But that said, in life, we are all facing something, right? And I just felt like these past 6 years, well, I have to say probably the past 5 years, because this last year has been tremendous. I just felt like a punching bag. And I just kept feeling like I would get hit, and then I would get back up, and then I'd get hit again, and then I'd get back up, and then I'd get hit again. And then when I got the cancer diagnosis, I was like, I don't know how many more times I can get hit. But then I realized I'll take those hits if I can just get right back up and keep moving.
You're a rock star, Tara.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's what's been happening here at TV Yoga House is people are coming here, yes, to do yoga, right? The physical act and movement of yoga. But I am finding that yoga is just the vehicle for them to find something else that they needed or that they're looking for. And that's either mental clarity or peace or physical, movement or sense of community.
Tara, this was such a pleasure. Where can people find out more about you and TV Yoga House?
Oh my gosh, tbyogahouse.com for sure. That is the website. It lists all of the classes and the times and the schedule. There's little snippets about all the different classes and about me. And then on Instagram for sure at TB Yoga House. And you'll see videos of all the classes. These are real people doing things. You know, we're all not in cute little legging sets standing on our head here. So those are the places you can find me. And or if you're in Morristown, I'm right on Community Place. Come in and stop, say hi.
Awesome, Tara. Thank you so much, and continued health and wellness and all the good things in life to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. We'll see you back here next week.